One of the questions I get is, why the girls? Why is that you are giving only the girls? And the reality is that girls and women actually have such a huge burden of cervical cancer. Not like as if boys or men cannot come down with cancers related to the human papillomavirus, because men can come down with mouth cancers and throat cancers as a result of exposure to the human papillomavirus. But far more than men, women are affected by the effects of the human papillomavirus, being that the human papillomavirus causes cervical cancer in women. And according to WHO, we actually lose up to 8,000 women in Nigeria annually to cervical cancer. And in sub-Saharan Africa, we contribute about 24% of the annual deaths from cervical cancer. And the other question that I get is that, Dr. Renner, will this thing affect my daughter later in life, particularly as it regards fertility? Because there are a lot of misconceptions and myths and distrust about whether maybe they are trying to reduce the fertility of our girls, but that is not correct. That is a myth. The HPV vaccine is very safe. It does not affect fertility, and your children are still going to give birth, and you will see your children's children. The human papillomavirus vaccine has been proven, of course, to be very effective, in the sense that in countries where it was actually introduced, up to 62%, a 62% drop in the number of cases of cervical cancer has been recorded. And so that is a monumental achievement when it comes to the efficacy of the human papillomavirus vaccine, because it is effective in 90% of cases, 90% effective in preventing cervical cancer. So I'm really proud and thrilled to be collaborating with Bella Naija on this very important campaign. I've had the opportunity of actually collaborating with government agencies in the past on this particular campaign and the acceptance of the vaccine. But here's what the thrust of the Bella Naija campaign is that, number one, Nigeria has one of the highest burdens of cervical cancer globally. Number two is that cervical cancer is actually very preventable with the simple measure of making sure that girls are vaccinated. And so the idea that the cervical cancer vaccine has been rolled out and has been made routine in the national vaccination schedule is such an important message to send out there, meaning that it is available to everyone. And the reality is that it is absolutely free for girls 9 years of age. So if your girl turns 9 years, please go to the nearest primary healthcare center to you. It is completely free, it is easy to get, and it is very safe and effective in preventing human papillomavirus, which of course will end up preventing cervical cancer in our young girl children.